what are the most important health concerns and tourism-related risks? Tatanungin ko rin po mamaya sa DOT. Most important health and tourism-related risks and concerns that we need to be able to respond to, lalo na po yung may kinalaman sa mga bata. At meron po ba tayong mga relevant statistics tungkol doon? So mamaya maitanong din sa PSA. So Ms. Holla first.
Hello po. Good morning po, Senator Risen. Good morning po to everyone. So actually po, on our side po, we have the ongoing initiative of the Department of Health, which is to develop administrative order on health in tourism strategic framework. So this framework po is, the aim is to ensure the safety of tourists in the Philippines, regardless if it's local or foreign. So just last year, we conducted a study din po. Isa din po yun sa mga tinanong pa namin with the regional directors and the selected local government units in the popular tourist destinations. So including din po yung mga emergency response pa natin na mga focal persons. So according to our parang initial results pa lang po, Senator, is depende po siya kung ano po yung pinaprovide ng isang tourism site. So let's say if kung ang tourism product na pinopromote po ng isang destination, then yun po yung common health risk ng isang tourist area. And yun din po yung parang pinaka-main na suggestion din po ng ating mga regional directors na to create a parang manual of operation to guide them and even the locals kung paano po i-respond po yung mga certain or common health risk po in responding the tourist needs. So this year po, we will draft the health in tourism framework po, Senator, which will not only cover na yung kung meron pa tayong mga existing medical facilities, clinics, but also to explore the other building blocks in health system. So meron pa tayong mga financing, referral system, and awareness po, and other to be identified po na mga blocks po na kailangan po i-address ni DOH. So parang ang main goal po ni DOH is to integrate the tourism sector into the public healthcare system. So yun lang po, Senator. And also din po, we see kasama din po dun sa pinasa po naming administrative order last year is to create an intra-agency technical working group. So since yung health in tourism is not only parang efforts lang po ni DOH, we also need the help from the other national government agencies, which includes the DOT, and of course yung importance po ng role po ni DILG, since LGU po talaga yung parang may power na makapag-close ng isang establishment. So, which includes din po yung licensing po ng mga health resorts po natin. And marami din po tayong sanang kasama yung mga Red Cross and even the community, since sila din po yung parang present kung labas po sila sa tourism establishment. So, yun lang po, Senator. Thank you po.
Nako, hindi po yun lamang. Ms. Holla, maraming salamat. You have gotten our hearing off to a very substantive start in terms of yung potential or ongoing na responses na ng mga departments. It's very good to hear po na this year maglalabas na kayo ng administrative order tungkol sa health in tourism strategic framework. Kasi we need not only yung mga one-off na mga reactions, pero more of a preventive approach, which underlines naman yung universal healthcare system na ini-implement ng DOH, even in terms of health and safety in tourism. Salamat dun sa pagbabahagi nyo sa komiteng ito and all the resource persons. At least yung kahit preliminary lang, I think substantive na rin na initial findings dun sa study nyo last year. And I think we'd be interested to learn moving forward, lalo na sa pag-finalize ng Sandy's Bill into law, na sabi nyo nga, depende sa product or service ng particular tourism establishments, ano yung common health risk sa bawat isa para may awareness din yung mga establishments mismo and yung mga guests na nagbubuk doon, ano yung health risks bago pa man makarating doon. Good to know na as part of your framework, magbubuo kayo ng manual of operations para lahat ng stakeholders po guided at saka well-minded din ano yung responsibilities, ano din yung disciplinary actions if ever. Kasi I expect na may ganon, no? Kapag pabaya or lumalabag. And it's good to know po na, well, dahil DOH kayo, you will be addressing in this framework, in this manual, yung existing medical facilities. And again, kita ko po dun sa input nyo, sa framework ng DOH ng Universal Healthcare System kasi you even mentioned yung financing, so I hope kasama po sa framework at manual nyo yung responsibilities din ng PhilHealth kung lalo na't habang patuloy nilang dinadagdagan at tinataasan yung value ng benefit packages nila, and also referral system, always very important for families na out of town na hindi sila ma-cut off dun sa health system or sa emergency health system. And very good sinabi nyo nga na dito sa framework at manual nyo, you seek to integrate the tourism sector and the public health system, and therefore it makes sense na nagbuo kayo ng interagency na body. And when you mentioned DILG, binanggit nyo nga po na aside from licensing, they have the power to close. Importante yun kasi binanggit ni, I think Sir Edward kanina, or rather ni Ms. Sarah dun sa sulat ni Ms. Maninding na that resort, binanggit nila All Hands Subic Beach Resort, they continued to operate after the death of the daughter of Ms. Maninding in defiance of a cease and desist order. At tinanggal pa nila yung no swimming sign ng SBMA. So maybe pwede rin pag-aralan ng DOH in addition to LGUs na ma-empower din yung mga LGU-like administrations like SBMA to enforce yung power to close nila. And it's good you also mentioned yung Red Cross, nilista ninyo bilang stakeholder dito. Dun sa storya ni na Sir Edward, di ba, ilang mga tao, iba't ibang nationality pa na may iba't ibang first aid capacities lumapit pa para mag-offer ng tulong. Ganun din ang mandate ng Red Cross. And then the community is very, very important. So maraming salamat sa DOH sa paunang input nyo dito sa hearing natin. So can we turn now to the DOT? Yes, ma'am. USEC, Maria Rica. Ano po yung nakikita nyo? And if you would like to also continue from some of the relevant points raised by DOH, tourism-related risks po, particularly affecting children na kailangan nating tugunan.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Senator Riza, and good morning to everyone. Actually po, the DOT really is very appreciative of yung na share na ng DOH because, Madam Chair, last year, the DOT had a memorandum of understanding signed with DOH, si Secretary Frasco and si Secretary Urbosa last year, and one major project po ng DOT and DOH is the establishment yung tinatawag nating tourist first aid facilities in our beach destinations and other tourist sites. Ito po talaga yung parang makakapag-respond, yung immediate medical or emergency response kasi narinig nga natin kanina na may kalayuan yung mga hospital. So this is really like an extension. Ang sabi sa amin ng DOH, it's like an extension of the barangay health center na it will really be equipped to respond to mga first aid na kinakailangan kung ano yung emergency na nandun sa area. So this is also in collaboration po with our infrastructure arm, yung TIEZA, because they will be building the facility. Si DOH po yung mag-deploy ng health personnel, trained health personnel, and yung LGU naman po will be identifying the area So there have been initial discussions na po with the identified pilot areas this year. So we are looking at the first three tourist first aid facilities to be put in place within the year po kasi it's a priority project of Secretary Frasco. In the same manner po, aside from yung infrastructure na ilalagay natin sa ating mga destinations, in terms of training din po, the DOT has been, really training our frontliners on the ground. And among the mga safety and security trainings that the DOT has been delivering to our workforce are really meron po kaming lifeguard training. Actually, this is also in partnership with the Philippine Coast Guard, and at times meron din pong sa Red Cross on basic life support and first aid. So we continue to give this not only in beach destinations but in practically all our tourist areas po para sa community, sa LGUs at sa ating mga tourism personnel, workers in the resort. But of course, hindi talaga namin na train lahat, but it's a continuing process po yun. Every year, our regional offices has this budget for training the workforce. So, and nakita ko rin po, Senator, I think in terms of really siguro a collaboration among government agencies together with our industry partners and the local government units is really to do a massive information campaign with regard to kung ma-identify natin yung mga risks in the respective tourist destinations, then really our traveling public or our tourists would be highly aware of the risks in that area. So and in fact po, one of the actions that we have taken rin when the jellyfish is to request our regional offices, kaya maganda yung na-mention kanina ni Ma'am Howla na to identify the common, ano ba yung mga common risk per product, di ba? Iba yung risks when you are in the mountains, iba yung risk sa cave, iba yung risk sa beaches. So yun sa jellyfish, we sent out a memo to our regional offices to conduct an inventory of areas where jellyfish, yung merong concentration ng mga jellyfishes para we identified na yan. And in the international setup po in beaches, we can perhaps also adapt yung flag system, which is actually, being implemented by the International Life Saving Federation para iba-ibang colors po ng flags along the beach. Like for example, a purple flag would really indicate marine pests, like jellyfish, which can cause minor injuries that are present. So, pwede rin usually when we go to other countries, nakikita natin yellow or red flag, and this would indicate how strong the currents are. So, talagang kung very evident po yung ganitong very visible among our beach goers, alam na nila kung ano yung risk. So, I think these are also mechanism, Madam Chair, that we can put in place to really establish, and make our destinations safe for all.